Katie Nana's gone and isn't anyone driven half demented by your children's praise. Do you really think I made another blunder? What on earth am I to say to Mr. Banks? George, dear, I'm feeling so bereft, dear. Another nanny's left, dear. Every nanny goes, we're unlucky, I suppose. We are never going to have a nanny.
Nonsense! Precision and order, that's all that I ask. The running of our household, a straightforward task. The children, the servants, are all your domain. Whilst I remain the sovereign of Cherry Tree Lane. Count, the simple truth is, you engaged 6 nannies in the last 4 months, and it all turned out to be unqualified disasters. A nanny should govern, a nanny should rule. A nanny is a paragon who suffers no fool. A nanny's assault. Our children would gain by having such a nanny in Cherry Tree Lane.
I know, George, but...
So take control of situations. Show your authority when interviewing staff. You know your role. They know their stations. Efficiency and forethought cut their jobs in half. Briefcase.
I thought Katie Nana would be firm with the children. She always looked so cross.
But never confuse efficiency with her liver complaints. Umbrella.
If only we could find someone like your old nanny.
I'm afraid that's not realistic, my dear. Few would allow you to manage Miss Andrews' standards of efficiency. And besides, you could never afford someone of her caliber.
Precision and order, he wants nothing less. It's like an army barracks.
Yes, and we're in the mess. No wonder the nanny wants living insane. We're living in a mess. In Cherry Tree Lane.
Now, but if you do want to please me, right?
You know I do, George.
Very well. Then place an advertisement in the Times stating that Jane and Michael Banks require the best possible nanny at the lowest possible wage.
You better give them a house before they make a mistake.
I would stress that.
Father,
Is that your holding, dear?
we've written our own advertisement.
What's on?
George, please, I think we should hear it.
Now, none of your theatrics.
Wanted a nanny for 2 adorable children.
Adorable? That's debatable, I must say.
If you want this choice position, have a cheery disposition, rosy cheeks, no war. That's the part I put in. Play games, all sorts. You must be kind, you must be witty, very sweet and very.
Well, it's all ridiculous.
George, please.
Take us on outings, give us treats, sing songs, bring sweets, never be cross or cruel, never feed us castor oil or cruel bread. Mother says her son and daughter, they never smell of barley water. I put that bit in too. If you won't scold and dominate us, we will never give you cause to hate us. We won't hide your spectacles so you can't see the toads in your bed or pepper in your tea. Hurry, nanny, many thanks, sincerely, Jane and Michael. Thanks.
Well, that's quite enough tummy rot for one day. Will you please go upstairs and let me get to work?
George, we were only trying to help.
It's not of anyone to make me late. Where's my hat?
George, dear.
Hat!
Hat, I thought you put it down here.
Hat?
Hat, sure, bowler hat can simply disappear.
You think you'll find a nanny who
Oh, there it is.
doesn't run away.
These brushes with boot polish!
Precision and order, that's all that I ask. The running of a household, a straightforward task. The children, the service, all on your domain.
Whilst I remain the sovereign, I do use your day well.
You remain sorry.
I shall be Not yet.
George and Winifred Banks live here, do they not?
Mr. and Mrs. Banks live here, yes.
And you are looking for a nanny?
Well, I suppose.
Very well then, now let's see. Play games all sorts, which I most certainly can. Take us on outings, give us treats.
Michael, it's our advertisement.
Rosy cheeks and fairly pretty. There's no objection on that score, I hope.
Oh, none at all.
I'm glad to hear it.
But, take it up with Miss Banks. She handles all that side of things. Nothing domestic has anything to do with me. And don't forget the references.
Oh, I make it a rule never to give references. But I thought that it was usual. A very old-fashioned idea in my mind. The best people never require them now.
I see. You will have every third Thursday evening off from 5 to 9.
The best people give every second Wednesday off from 6 till late, and that is what I shall take.
Oh. Well, it's all settled then.
As long as I'm satisfied. I'll see the children now, thank you.
Oh, of course.
Who's the new manager? You had the best nanny.
Stop it.
Shh. You'll find they're very nice children. Now, children, this is, Mary Poppins. Jane, don't stare. And close your mouth, Michael. We are not a codfish. Now, best foot forward, spit spot.
Mrs. Brill, I believe we found ourselves a new nanny.
She passed her interview then? Or I did? Very tidy. Tidier than I was expecting. Now who's responsible for that?
Miss Bray. I am. I like to keep things neat.
Do you indeed? Well, I look forward to making use of that. If there's one thing I can appreciate, it's a child whose word I can depend on. Who's he when he's at home?
That's Valentine. He's mine.
From the look on his face, I'm not sure he'd agree with you.
He's just a doll, and I don't want to play with him now.
Treat him like that, and he may not want to play with you either. Now, first things first. I always say the proper place to put a hat is on a hat stand.
But there's nothing in it. We better keep an eye on this one. She's tricky. Mary Poppins, how could you know we wanted in a nanny when we made our list?
Your list? I'm not an item in the weekly shop, thank you very much.
How did you come then? It was as if the wind just blew you here.
It did. Now stand over there. Just as I thought, a noisy, mischievous, troublesome little boy.
I don't believe you. Noisy mischief.
Now you. Thoughtless, short-tempered, and untidy.
Let me see.
By the time the wind is blowing, the weather vane around, I'll show you if I can. No matter what the circumstance, for one thing I'm renowned. in every way. Both prim and proper and never too stern. Well educated yet willing to learn. I'm clean and honest, my manner refined, and I wear shoes of the sensible kind. I suffer no nonsense, for whilst I remain, there's nothing else I feel I need explain. I'm practically perfect from head to toe. Practically perfect, that's my forte. Uncanny that is hard to find. Unique yet meek, unspeakably kind. I'm practically perfect, not slightly soiled. Running like an engine that's just been freshly oiled. I'm so practically perfect in every way. Well, those are my credentials. Now I suppose you have a few questions.
You're temperamental,
Never.
you're grouchy, you're gruff.
Thought.
Will you stay tender when the going gets tough?
Quite the contrary.
Do you read stories without a big fuss? Or have objections to play with us?
Oh, I like games, but I choose them.
But that's not fair, we always
Some
them.
minor improvements may not go amiss, but at all times you must remember this.
You're practically perfect in every way.
I guarantee.
Practically perfect, we hope you'll stay.
Each virtue largely lives no bound. Each trait is great.
And beautifully sound.
Great and sounds. Miss Scott. Jane, the dolls, please. I'll take my telescope, thank you.
That's not fair.
I never said I was fair. I said I was practically perfect, and here's my name. By the time I leave here, you both will be the same. You'll be practically perfect.
We will be practically perfect in every
Chimney, I does what I likes, and I likes what I do. Today I'm a screever, and as you can see, a screever's an artist of highest degree, and it's all me own work from me own memory.
Oh, lummy, not these again.
Come on, Mr. Parkkeeper, just me pictures like it always is. There's no harm in 'em.
I'll be the judge of that. This is my park, and I say you're interfering with the public railing. I want to remove this. That is, just you watch it. That is all. Just you watch it.
Stay right where you are. I know that silhouette anywhere, Mary Poppins.
It's lovely to see you, Bert.
Well, I must say, you do look so swell.
How does he know you? He can't know you've only just arrived.
I wasn't born 1 minute before I walked into your house, Michael Banks. Do you know these two, Bert?
Oh, I've seen them running about chasing a kite.
It isn't a real kite.
So, what are you up to?
Mary Poppins says it's a game. It's called A Walk in the Park. Some game I'd rather eat spinach.
Now come along, Bert. You're due for a break, and you promised you'd take me out when we met again. Or have you forgotten?
course I am, Mary, but...
Oh dear. Is that all you've got? Never mind then. My treat. And who's charging for the trees in the sky anyhow?
Mary Poppins, is he really coming with us?
Why shouldn't he?
Well, to start, he's very dirty, isn't he? Father would never approve.
What's that?
You can't come with us. You're too dirty and we don't want to go to Stinky Park anyway.
Oh, yes you do. Because when you walk with Mary Poppins, you go to places you've never dreamed of. And if she says it again, she's got something in mind. You can be certain of that.
That's a picture of the park, isn't it? That's not the park. That's not our park anyway. Look, that tree's a much darker green. The sky's quite a different blue.
I think you'll find it's just the way I've drawn it. All it takes is a spark. Then something named as a park becomes a wonderland. All you have to do is look anew, then you'll understand why it's jolly all day. Mary makes your heart so light.
Oh, really?
When the day's grey and ordinary, Mary makes the sun shine bright.
You do talk nonsense,
Her
Bert.
happiness is blooming all around her. The daffodils are smiling at the
I
dark.
haven't the faintest idea
When
what...
Mary holds around, you feel so grand. Your heart starts beating like a big brass band.
You've enough brass for all of us.
Why, it's a jolly holiday, Mary. No wonder that it's Mary that we love. Come on, you two.
Corry, just like other nannies thinking, parks are good for us. It's just statues and grannies. I don't understand all the fuss. Is she doing it despite us? We could Lucifer and work, perhaps it's all a plot. I'll tell you what, she seems so different, but I bet she's not. There is nothing to excite us in the park. What was that?
You're quite wrong, you know.
Who are you?
I'm Nearly's. Surely you know that. You've sat beneath me often enough. I've waited half a century to take a walk on a sunny day, just like this.
And in the glorious day, bright as the morning in May.
I feel like I can fly.
Have you ever seen that grass so green or a bluer sky?
He lives someplace very far away from here.
Do you really miss him?
Wouldn't you miss your father if you hardly ever saw him?
I'll have to think about that one.
That's it, that's what it was.
What?
The plinth is empty, the statue's gone.
Do you mean you've lost your marbles?
This is Mary Poppins' fault, ain't it? I knew we should have trouble when she first arrived. Now we've got a statue missing. What? Oh, lummy.
Will you play with us again?
Of course I will. I'm not going anywhere.
Then we'll see you soon. Goodbye, Nelius.
Goodbye.
Nelius must be so lonely. Could his father ever come and stay?
Anything can happen if you let it.
How long will you stay?
I'll stay until the wind changes.
You won't leave us, will you, Mary Poppins?
See. Now run along in.
Good night, Jane. Good night, Michael. Good night, Mary.
Good night, Bert.
Wonderful day. We had the most
Statues
ever
and
arrived. Like the show Daddy Queen Victoria. We have to tell Daddy. So Daddy is
Okay. All right. George, Jane and Michael want to say goodnight.
Tell them you give me the message.
George, please.
Oh, Daddy, we had the most wonderful day. We sang with the basket, danced with the statue, we met Queen Victoria. You would have approved, but,
If you knew that, then why did you do it?
Daddy, could I have a kite? A proper one?
Could you fly it?
You can always teach me.
When would I have the time to do that?
Daddy, who is the father of Nelius?
Would you please let me get on? Good night.
Poor Michael. All he cares about is flying kites and his beloved astronomy, of course.
I used to love astronomy at his age. My nanny, Miss Andrew, soon beat it out of me.
I suppose we do need a nanny, George. It is out of the question to do without one.
Don't be absurd. Of course we need a nanny. All the best people have nannies. So the wives do charity work and entertain. Which reminds me, how exactly is your tea party coming along?
I'm not sure. It seems so odd to send out invitations to people I hardly know.
But there are people you should know. Remember, by your friends shall ye be judged.
But that's the point. They're not my friends. Actually, I heard from Clemmy Bunting this morning. She is rehearsing a new play, and I thought I might ask her if I could.
Oh, many times must I tell you, I wish you to sever all connection with that part of your life.
George, I was an actress. A lot of people find that interesting.
Well, it's not exactly something to be proud of. Winifred, dearest, I'm only thinking of you. I want people to admire you, to respect you.
I know, George. But sometimes it's hard.
It's not hard. It's your job to be Mrs. Banks.
And what's your job?
To pay for everything. What is it?
I was only going to kiss you.
Oh. All right. Are you going to say something to Mary Poppins about this afternoon?
I don't think so.
Very well. But make sure she's doing things our way and not hers. What's good are rules if you can bend them? We need a nanny who is disciplined and stern. With boys and girls, don't befriend them. I fear that Mary Poppins has a lot to learn.
Being Mrs. Banks should be
character. I always seem to fail. As for his best people, well, I'd like to say no thanks. They're not exactly my idea of being Mrs. Banks.
I still feel as if I'm dreaming so much. Finding just one day when Mary holds your hand, you feel so grand. Your heart starts beating like a big brass band. I'm sure Lily is as beaming. Let's hope she will stay.
Let's hope
She will stay.
And order.
Winds did change, tides can turn, sink or swim, see what you learn. Me, I was told when I was small, just learn a trade, so I learned them all. Gentlemanly, Cherry.
Morning, bird. Swamping the decks today, I see.
Gotta keep street ship shape, Admiral.
Tell me, how are things aboard number 17? All playing sound. Mary Poppins, I trust.
Some rough water on every voyage, Admiral.
Ah, Miss Lark, what those children need is a touch of the cat and a night on the yard.
What those children need, Admiral, is a touch of happiness. Willoughby!
Mrs. Brill, don't mix the sandwiches too early. They'll be stale before the guests arrive.
Everything's under control, man.
And what about the cake?
Cooling on the tray, waiting to be iced.
And you're quite sure you know how to ice it.
Quite sure. And in case you're wondering, I have not been exchanged by the fairies for a total nincompoop.
No.
No.
I'll just, go check up on the drawing room.
I'd like to be helpful.
I'd like to be rich, but the good Lord thought quite otherwise.
Mother wants you in the drawing room.
Well, she can't have me. I've enough on my plate as it is.
She says you can tell Roberts and I what to do.
Does she indeed? Well, why don't I go have a smoke near the gasworks for good measure?
Please, Miss Brill. I don't mind. Honest.
All right. I will give you one task and one task only, and so help me if you get this wrong, I will sing and swing for you as they pull the lever!
What is it? What is it, Miss Brill?
Put the icing tools next to the cake, and I will need a bowl of hot water to warm them in. I will make the icing as soon as I'm back.
Icing tools, cake, bowl. I'll make the icing as soon as I'm back.
Now, do you think you can manage all that?
Is that all?
For you, yes. For me, no. Once the cake's done, I have the sandwiches next, because Madame wants them fresh, so I can't start them until there's no time to finish them. I swear, a slave in ancient Rome was on a pleasure cruise compared to my life in this house!
Well, don't just stand there.
Right. No.
What are you looking for?
A bowl for the icing?
Michael, why don't we make the icing?
Because we don't know how.
Don't be so feeble. Get the eggs. If Miss Mrs. Brill can do it. It can't be that hard. Are there eggs and icing? There are in mine.
I don't think Miss Brill will thank you.
Then she will be guilty of great ingratitude. Is it supposed to look like this?
It doesn't look like that when Miss Brill does it.
Don't be so impertinent and get me the cake!
Honestly, Miss Jane, I was only trying to be helpful. If you would just... Ah!
Yeah.
What have you done? Robinson, oh dear, should I call a doctor?
I don't think that will be necessary, ma'am.
How can you be so unkind when you know how important my party is? You deserve some very nasty medicine, just you wait till bedtime.
Oh, I don't think we should wait till then, ma'am. Now, why not go up and get changed? We'll clear up, won't we?
But I'm not ill. I wrote tickets and you can't make me.
In that, as in so many things, your information is faulty. Open.
But... strawberry ice.
Now you.
I'm not sure I like strawberry ice.
I'm not sure I care. Open.
I'm cordial.
Now off we go, you two. Michael, I know you like to keep things tidy. Jane.
Can't Robinson and I do it when he wakes up? He is a servant.
With that attitude, you'll get through a lot of stuff before you're very old. Besides, in every job that must be done, there is an element of fun. You find the fun and snap. The job's a game. In every task you undertake becomes a piece of cake. A lark, a spree. It's very clear to see that a spoonful sugar helps the medicine go down. The medicine go down. Medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in a most delightful way. My thoughts exactly. They're honeybees that fetch the nectar from the flower to the comb, never tire them of buzzing to and fro, because they take a little nip from every flower that they sip, and hence they find their task is not a crime, but a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. The medicine go down. Medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in a most delightful way. Hot sauces, please. Is that how you usually do it, Michael? Rum punch, my favorite.
Mary Poppins, you're a miracle, but how did you get them to do it?
Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. The medicine go down. Medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in a most delightful way. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. Medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in a most delightful way. Just a
sorry, ma'am. Apparently these came this morning, and Roberts and I forgot to give them to you. They're apologies, ma'am, from your guests. They're not coming, none of them. Do you think we chose the wrong day? No, ma'am. I think you asked the wrong people. In the most delightful way.
Mary Poppins, where are we going today?
I thought we could play our next game.
What game?
A visit to the bank.
That's not a game, did Daddy agree? If he did, you must have put the idea in his head somehow.
What an impertinent thing to say. Me putting ideas into other people's heads. Really?
Precision and order, cogs in a wheel. Everything a measure, closing a deal. Prudence, investment, financial sense. On every day of sunshine, pound shillings and pence. Good morning, Mr. Chairman.
Good morning. Great men have dreams of power and position, and it's our job to back them to the hilt. For shrewd investment and advice, they'll pay a price. The landmark conference banks are built. Banks, a word. I see Aaron Hustler is coming in again today. Have you made your decision?
I believe so, sir.
Good, good. Be sure it's the right one.
Every transaction, credit or debt, sheets you all the balance, targets on
Have banks, what objections can you have? My security is more than adequate, and Latin America is an expanding market. What seems to be the matter? Have you no courage?
But, Mr. Von Hustler, what I haven't been able to grasp is, what exactly is your final product?
What do you think? Money, of course.
Yes, money. But I wonder, making money out of money, is that enough?
Do you not have enough courage to be a banker? Great men have dreamed of building an empire to make their name in many distant lands. And in the new world, I am told, we'll soon strike gold. Let's seize that chance with both our hands.
Have you come to your decision, Mr. Banks? There's a town of good people whose future depends on you.
I know that.
Give us this chance. You won't regret it. The factory could be running in weeks and expanding before the year's out. Please, Mr. Banks, I'd give it everything I've got. Believe me.
I do believe you, Miss Northwood, try to find a way, but there's simply not the collateral.
What about my workforce? Decent men who want a better life. They're my collateral. My men have dreams to earn an honest living, a wife and kids, a home to call their own. If you'd invest in us today, it paves the way. I promise we'd repay the loan.
I'm sorry, Mr. Northwood, but
Hello, Daddy!
What on earth are you doing here? Can't you see I'm busy?
No, we're done, and no man should be too busy for his own children. What are you here for, young man? Have you come for some money as well?
Hardly. What would they need money for?
Well, it's never too early to learn its value.
I know the value of this. 6 pence.
No, that's its worth. Its value is in how you spend it. Do good, and may you have good luck.
Now what do you say to Mr. Northbrook?
Thank you.
I'll wait outside.
What is the meaning of this? Really? Mary Poppins, I am not without a sense of humor.
Aren't you, Daddy?
No, I'm not. But when I was a little boy, I would never have dared insult my father like that.
Were you ever a little boy?
Of course I was. But my nanny, Mr. Andrew, kept me out of my father's way, and He'd have been very annoyed if she hadn't.
What about your mother?
I shouldn't think I saw either of them more than once a week.
Didn't they mind?
Mind? They were glad to be rid of me.
Then you could see the night, Miss Andrew.
Oh, certainly not. Ugh, there was no time for hugs and kisses and all that soppy nonsense. What's the matter?
Poor Daddy.
Poor? What do you mean, poor? That's what made me the man I am. Mary Poppins?
Yes, I'm afraid it did.
That's enough. You've seen where I work, and I have a great deal to do.
Daddy, when you invest in the bank's money, what are you looking for? A good man or a good idea?
I suppose I should say it's a good idea. But a good man is much rarer and much more valuable.
Come along, children.
Mr. Butler, I've considered your arguments, and I'm afraid my answer is no.
So, you don't recognize a good idea?
Perhaps not, but I recognize a good man when I see one.
You will regret this, Banks.
A man has dreams that life hasn't broken. A man with hopes, ambitions to fulfill. A man you're certain at first glance deserves a chance. Now, Mr. Northbrook, when exactly did the factory open?
Thank you, sir. You won't regret it.
There's that horrible old woman.
Don't point. For your information, she's not in the least horrible.
But she's just a bundle of rags.
When will you learn to look past what you see? Early each day on the steps of St. Paul's, the little old bird woman calls. In her own special way to the people she calls. Come, buy my bags full of clothes. Come, feed little birds, share them you can, and you'll be glad if you do. They young ones so hungry, then they're so bad. All it takes is tuppence from you. Feed the birds, tuppence a bag, tuppence, tuppence, tuppence a bag. Feed the birds, that's what she cries, while overhead her birds fill the skies.
What are you doing? I'm going to give her my sixpence. What a waste.
That's a matter of opinion. Here, one bag, please. Save your sixpence. All around the cathedral, the saints and apostles look down as she sells her wares. Although you can't see them, you know they are smiling. Each time someone shows that he cares. Though her words are simple and few, listen, listen, she's calling to you. Feed the birds, tuppence a bag, tuppence, tuppence, tuppence a bag.
All gone.
barking. You were saying? Really? Well, if she keeps running off, perhaps you should keep her on the lead. Willoughby! Oh, look, here she comes now. Oh, Willoughby, there you are. Don't worry, Mommy's here. You know, sometimes you'd almost think he could talk.
But can Willoughby really talk?
Of course he can. Getting him to stop is the problem.
How do you learn to talk, dog?
How do you think? Master the grammar
Practice when you can.
and avoid mongrels.
Far too much slang.
Now come along, I can't stand here all day talking shop.
Talking shop? What a silly expression.
There's nothing silly about it in the least.
What do you buy in a talking shop?
Conversations, of course.
Well, I've never seen a talking shop.
Well, there is only one and it belongs to Mrs. Corry.
Miss Corry? Who's Miss Corry?
Who's Mrs. Corry? Mrs. Corry is older than anyone in the world. She talked to William before he went conquering, to Vlad before he went impaling, and to Alexander when he weren't so great.
We'll have to visit her at her shop in the park.
But there is no shop in the park.
Remember, anything can happen if you let it.
I've run out of conversations.
Good day to you, Mrs. Corry.
Well. If it isn't Mary Poppins with Jane and Michael Banks.
She knows us.
And how is poor little Georgie?
Who?
Georgie Banks. Your father. He used to give his nanny the slip and come to my shop here in secret.
It couldn't have been the same George Banks. It would have been over 40 years ago and no one can remember that far.
Listen, dearie. I remember everything. Georgie used to love my gingerbread stars. Let's see if we've got any left today. Annie, Fanny, look lively.
Yes, Mother?
There you are. Gingerbread pieces with gingerbread stars. Georgie always saved his stars. Now, Mary Poppins, what can I do for you today?
Well, I did want an ounce of conversations.
Well, I'm out of conversations, and I'm right out of words, too. You see, I've had a lot of chatterboxes in here today. But let's see what we have left. Oh, I do have some letters, and a little bit of bad chat. And how much you say? That'll be 15 letters. Go on. Take your pick.
Jane, you choose 7.
I've got D, G, R, U, C, L, and I. They're no good. You can't make a conversation out of them.
Michael, 7 more.
A, F, S, E, T, O, and P.
And I'll choose an X. Now, what words can we make of them?
Well, I see dog and cat.
Rattleflex. That's 9.
Labyrinthophorus, that's 11, nearly there.
But they didn't count. You made them up.
Where do you think words come from in the first place? Somebody had to make them up.
Now, we can always use the same letter more than once. Now, let me see. Super, caliph, ragilistic, expialidocious.
That's not words.
Of course it's a word, and unless I'm rather very much mistaken, I think it's going to prove to be a rather useful one. When trying to express oneself, it's frankly quite absurd to leaf through lengthy lexicons to find the perfect word. A little spontaneity keeps conversation clean. You need to find a way to say precisely what you mean. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious, if you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
But it doesn't mean anything.
awareness where they might have used it once or twice.
I'm sure Egyptian pharaohs would have grasped it in a jiff. Then every single pyramid would bear this hieroglyph. Oh, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Say it 10 wild animals will not seem so ferocious. Latin for the flourishes, it's surreptitious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
The Druids could have carved it on the mighty monoliths.
The ancient Greeks uncertain would have used it in their myths. I'm sure the Roman Empire wrote the end to the abyss. Because those Latin scholars never have a word like this. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. If you say it softly, the effects can be hypnosis.
Check your breath before you speak in case it's halitosis. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Now, of course, you can say it backwards, which is usually I subsexica the creepus.
She may be tricky, but she's bloody good.
So when the count is on your tongue, there's no need for dismay. Just summon up this blood and then you've got a lot to say.
Pick out those 18 consonants and 16 vowels as well, and put them in order, which is very hard to spell.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
O-C-I-O-U-S.
Smarty pants. winds may blow, but who's to know exactly what they're bringing? Good news or bad, happy or sad, the pendulum keeps swinging.
Right. Now, put the steps there and stand That is an heirloom.
Hair?
And while I do this, stay totally immobile.
Immobile?
Do not move a muscle.
Muscle.
Do not breathe. Do you hear me?
I might as well be dead.
Don't give me ideas.
Our game is played, a change is made, but still the road is long. And though they might yet fly a kite, sometimes the wind's too strong.
George, what's happened? Are you ill?
No. Should I be?
No, it's just that you're home so early. Is everything all right?
No. Everything's all wrong.
My dear, what is it?
If you must know, I refused some German chap alone. It seems he went to our chief rivals. They gave him the money, and now it's turned into a gold mine.
Well, they can't expect you to get it right every time.
Can't they? That's exactly what they expect.
Supercalifragilistic, expialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. If you say it like
That is more than loud enough! Go to your room!
But we were...
I don't care what you adjust upstairs now! Where's my briefcase? I thought I put it here. Michael. Jane! Will you just give it to me? Must I put up with this behavior? You are their mother. Why can't you do something?
Well, I can try not shouting for a start.
Mary Poppins, you are here to teach the children manners, and just look at them. They're little savages. If I'm my way, you'll be out of this house by...
You're tired. Mary Poppins, take the children upstairs, please. Mr. Banks is quite exhausted.
I hope you haven't forgotten, ma'am. Tonight's my evening out.
What?
Oh dear, I had forgotten. I suppose the best people wouldn't ask you to change your plans?
No, ma'am, they wouldn't.
I thought not.
It's not fair. Daddy loses his temper and will shut up in the nursery. Daddy's mean and rotten and I hate him.
Jane, take them back this instant. I will not have you criticize your father.
Why not? Last night he said you were neither use nor ornament.
How dare you?
I heard and started you.
People say a lot of things they don't mean, Michael. Mary Poppins, take the children upstairs to bed, please. George,
What is it?
I thought you might like to talk about it.
What would be the point?
Maybe I could help?
Don't be ridiculous.
George, please, if you have troubles, I'd like to share them.
Don't worry. We will. The fact is, I've been suspended without salary until they decide to do with me.
Twist and turns, ups and downs. One moment smiles, next moment frowns. A bad-tempered vices had better change quick. 'Cause if the wind changes, the face might just stick. Chim chimney, chim chim, choree chim charoo.
It's not fair. You go out and we get left on our own.
You've plenty of toys to play with.
I don't want to play with them. They're boring.
They might say the same about you.
Why does Daddy get so cross? Fathers are supposed to look after the children, not yell at them all the time.
Maybe, but have you ever asked yourself who looks after the fathers when things go wrong?
The mothers, I suppose.
Not the children.
Wouldn't that be rather upside down?
Sometimes families are upside down. For a while, anyway.
I don't want to be in an upside down family. I wish I could run away. Why don't you? Somebody might adopt you. You'd miss me. No, I wouldn't. I could have your toys.
No, you could not.
Yes, I could, and I jolly well would.
What are you doing? Give that to me. Look what you've done. That is no way to treat Valentine. What's he ever done to you?
He's a doll, silly. He couldn't do anything.
Off to bed, you two, at once.
I wish you'd just leave us alone.
Be careful what you wish for. Poor Valentine. Go inside and make yourself presentable.
I won't go to bed, and you can't make me.
In that, as in so many things,
Your information.
is faulty. Playing the game, taking your turn. Some children lose, some children learn. Treat the toys nicely, and maybe they'll treat you the same. Playing the game. Are you feeling any better, Valentine?
Much better.
Tempers are frayed, tempers are lost. Nobody stops to think of the past.
But they tore my arm again.
Oh dear, children who lose their temper will lose it all in the end. They're not playing the game, not playing fair, not with the doll, not with the bear. Thrown on the floor and neglected, they once played. Playing the game.
Oh, please tell them, Mary Poppins.
Why don't you tell them?
What's happened to the toys? Make them all small and get back in their box.
You hurt them and called them names. Now it's their turn. Summon the toys. Now is the time to tell of their woes, to tell of the cry. Someone come on. Nights are the rain. They need to hear
chimney sweeps wild. There's hardly no day, hardly no night. There's things up in shadow and halfways in light. On the rooftops of London. Coo! What a sight!
So you're asleep now, are you?
Best view in the world, eh? And who gets to see it? The birds, the stars, and the chimney sweeps. Nothing debated, eh? Now as the ladder of life has been strong, you may think your sweeps on the bottommost rung. Your eye spends me time, and the ashes and smoke, and this whole wide world is no happier bloke. Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim cheree. Sweep is as lucky can be. Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim cheree.
Good luck will rub off when he shakes hands with you.
Or blow me a kiss.
Bert.
That's lucky too. You going then?
The wind has changed.
But the good kids married.
Would I be bothering with them if they weren't? But I can't help them if they won't let me. And there's no one so hard to teach as a child who knows everything.
So
They've got to do the next bit on their own.
chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim cheree.
When you're with the sweep, you're in black money. Goodbye, Bert.
Chim chim, chim chim cheree. When you're with a sweep, you're in glad company. Nowhere is there a more happier crew than them Swanson's chim chim cheree, chim cheree. Chim chimney, chim chim cheree, chim cheree.
Cheerio, Bert. Keep an eye on them for me.
She can't have loved us. Oh, yes, she can, and she's taken all our toys. What does the note say?
What in the name of heaven are you two doing out here? Where's Mary Poppins?
Gone.
Gone. Well, if that doesn't take the bloomin' biscuit,
Mrs. Brill, what does au revoir mean?
why?
That's what she's written in this note. Dear Jane and Michael, keep playing the games. Au revoir, Mary Poppins.
Well, it's French, I know that. Does it mean good luck, or is it God bless you? No, I remember now. Till we meet again. Now come inside before you catch your death.